Hey VC, it's me Roger, broadcasting from my home studio. I'm talking a lot about, and if you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen pictures of its progress. It started out as a complete disaster area, and now it's looking like this. So yeah, I'm shooting this using my camera in the display. We're listening to in the background using iTunes. This is Tortoise. It's a 4-disc box set on Thrill Jockey from 2006 called Lazarus Taxon. It's one of those B-sides, remixes, stuff like that. It's a nice booklet. I'm a big fan of Tortoise. All their stuff on vinyl. This never came out on vinyl, I don't think. I could be wrong. But this is excellent, the Lazarus Taxon. So I wanted to get on here and vibe with everybody. The VC is happening. I love you all. I love all the shout outs. I love... I was going to make a list and just read names, but please know, I love you all. I really do. I try to watch everyone that I subscribe to. I'm not so good at leaving comments, I really appreciate when people leave comments on my blog, I really do. We're all busy, I understand, people come and go. The VC is good. I feel like the VC was, if not, wasn't the primary reason, but it was all, getting into the VC was all part of this change in my life that led to this wonderful room, that had sat here. It was so nice to meet all you crazy music fiends. It's so inspiring to know that people care, about music, about records, about, maybe it's old school and out of fashion. I don't know. Anyway, I love the VC, and I love making videos. I love watching videos. Yeah, the room vibes, doesn't it? I gotta check this out. So yeah, my nephew is crazy. He's like, instead of regular acoustic tiles like we have going around the edge, which we painted, what a job that was, he made these panels out of plywood, beveled them and then painted the frame black and stained the wood and put up the track lighting, and it just looks, it's amazing. So welcome to my world. Cheers, VC. So, I got some stuff to show you. Some more birthday presents started coming in. So nice. Folks know what to give me. Records. From my brother-in-law, Dave. Hi, Dave, if you're watching. He sent me this, Dave Holland, Prism. This is killer. This was recorded in 2013. It's on Dare 2 Records. I assume this is Dave Holland's label. I'm not sure. First I thought it was an ECM record. He was on ECM forever. But this is killer. It's more like 1973 than 2013. Kevin Eubanks on electric guitar. I was never a huge fan, but he sounds great here. Craig Taborn, modern master of electric and acoustic keyboards. Eric Harlan, you know, awesome drummer, played with Charles Lloyd for a long time. There's apparently a vinyl of this, but I don't care. This sounds fantastic. Yeah, Dave Holland, Prism. Thank you, Dave. Killer. And my sister, hi Molly, if you're watching. You know, she knows what I like. Send me a gift certificate to Amazon so I can get some for myself. I got a wish list on Amazon a mile long. So got a couple things from one extreme to the other. First, there's this. This is Spirian 21 with Jordi Savall doing what they call Armenian Spirit. This is Armenian music. I don't show a lot of classical music. I've got a lot. I love Spirian 21 and Jordi Savall. He plays viola da gamba and just ever since around 2003 and the whole Iraq War, he started doing these sort of cross-cultural recordings with Middle Eastern artists, and they're really nice on this Ollie Vox label. This is an SACD. I don't have a multi-channel setup, but the stereo SACD, you know, it sounds unbelievably great. It's beautiful, beautiful instrumental music with you know, viols and traditional Armenian music instruments like the dudek and kamancha, and I can't pronounce this stuff, but yeah, the duduk and rebek, sort of reed instrument, the bowed viols, a little bit of percussion as I recall. Beautiful, beautiful, and not early music. There's actually some Armenian composers in like 19th century, but writing in a traditional vein, I guess. I don't know. This is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, if I could, I would own everything on the Ollie Vox catalog because it's beautiful stuff. On the other end of the spectrum, a couple of videos ago, I showed that Hall & Oates compilation. You know, I just discovered the whole Live from Daryl's House, which is just so, that's just great. It's just great. You know, caused me to reevaluate what I thought about Hall & Oates, and I love that. Like I've ranted on about before, that it's not about, you know, I like it. It's like, oh, you know, I thought I didn't like that stuff. Oh, it's commercial. It sucks. You know, I've struggled all my life with being a snob. You know, so yeah, some music that I previously ignored, I'm loving hearing it again and exploring deep cuts. And so anyway, found this cheap from an Amazon vendor. This just came out only in Europe. Not available in the US. Do what you want, be what you are. Music of Daryl Hall and John Oates. 4 CDs. Mastered by Vic Anasini, who is a master of mastering. I love vinyl, but a CD can sound really good. You know, theoretically, the dynamic range, the frequency response, all should be superior on CD. Unfortunately, it's not. It hasn't been for the most part. But this is, you know, this sounds awesome. It has all their hits. There's lots of deep cuts. Blue-Eyed Soul. In fact, you know, there's stuff. I think I said this before. Like I knew She's Gone, right? I had no idea that was Daryl Hall. You know, and again, Sarah Smile. Yeah, I heard that song. I had no idea it was Hall & Oates. You know, good stuff. Thanks, Molly. Got some vinyl to show you. God, up to 10 minutes already. I really hope I'm not boring you with this stuff. A few things that brand new records I got at the record store, good old Grammys. I think a lot of people are talking about this. I Am the Center. Private issue, New Age music in America, 1950 to 1990. This is 3 LPs. Nice booklet. Like I said on Facebook, it looks like the rest of the world is catching up with John Coltrane 68 and Derek and all the other folks that, I never. And the people at Grammys, the record store, they were playing it actually, and everyone was like, "Wow, this is great! Who knew New Age music, could be so good?" Well, of course, Derek and John Coltrane, '68. So 3, beautiful. Tip-on jackets, and this beautiful booklet. Information about all the artists, and it's all kinds of stuff from Gurdjieff. I'm not familiar with him. He's sort of like turn of the century sort of guy, kind of culty guy. But yeah, Yassos. I got that record at the record show recently. There's a track from him. Carm Gorvo. Sorry, I'm spacing on your name. I wanted to give him a shout out. Carm Gorvo, John Coltrane's 68 friend in Illinois, awesome channel, great. He knows about this. This is on Light in the Attic, just came out. And it's like $30 for 3 LPs and this beautiful packaging like I showed you. I mean, God, look at that. So yeah, this is another VC discovery for me anyway, that there was this other world of New Age music. I mean, I guess I suspected there might have been interesting spacey stuff going on, but I wrote it off, sort of like this, I wrote it off, So many hours in the day, right? I haven't listened to this whole thing, but it's so beautifully well done. I listened to the first disc, and it's just, wow. They did a fantastic job. If you're even only mildly curious about what's going on there, I'd say pick it up. Okay, people have been showing those Boards of Canada LP reissues. Well, last week, the remainder of their catalog, the EP catalog, has been reissued. So we have Twoism, Warp. It's nice they recreate the stickers on the labels and the plain jacket. This is their first mini LP. They don't quite have their sound together here, but it's nice. It's a nice record. I'm happy to have it. This is what's it called? In a Beautiful Place Out in the Country. Gotta love that cover. This originally came out in 2000. What is there to say about these guys? It's just great electronic music. And then we have Boards of Canada, Trans-Canada Highway, kind of a Kraftwerk riff there. 6 tracks on this one. This one I believe is 45. This is 33. Sort of extended play. Maybe not as totally mind-blowing as their albums, but it's not really trying to be. They're EPs, and where this one maybe is not quite fully developed. So what? It's great. Another thing, was hip to this on the Facebook page by Stephanie Tweegirl. Steph. Lots of folks in the VC love Sun O. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. This doesn't officially come out until Black Friday. It's coming Friday. But I was hip to it on the Facebook page, and so I pre-ordered it. This is Black One, which was originally released in 2005. And I've shown some Sun O before. I could be in the right mood for them generally, but this is actually quite, for that kind of stuff, that doomy drone stuff, this is a lot more, here, I gotta pull it out. The Southern Lord does such a good job. This is a little, slightly more accessible maybe, I don't know. A little more rocking. God, look at that cover. You can trip out on that for days. This beautiful gatefold. And it's got this texture to it. What is there to say about these guys? I think it's really cool that Southern Lord does these reissues. Originals of this are impossible to find. But yeah, like I said, this is one of their more listenable records. I'm getting used to this camera down here. So yeah, this is one of their more listenable records in my estimation, and really dig it. It's on white vinyl. I'll show you here. It's on white vinyl. Really nice. Another record I had, Grimey's order for me, didn't come out when the CD came out. Chris Forsyth, Solar Motel. This is on Paradise of Bachelors. I'd been sent an advance MP3 of this to write about on my blog, which I did, but I liked it so much I really wanted the vinyl. It's on a nice gatefold. What the hell, I'm gonna show you. This guy's really interesting. I wrote about his previous record on Spectrum Culture, and I was writing for them. It's cool. Previous record on Northern Spy, Kenzo Deluxe solo guitar album. Here he's got a band going. Cross between like Television and the Grateful Dead, maybe, with a little bit of I don't know, Popol Vuh grandiosity going on, maybe, but it works. So Mike Pride on drums, killer. This is excellent. Highly recommended for fans of instrumental rock. Killer. Another one I just saw in the bins, another Southern Lord thing. What is this? Lumbar is the name of the group. Mike Scheit from Yob is on this. And some other folks that I really should have, it's sort of a super group kind of thing. I like the cover. It's okay. Moving right along, had to go, look for, used records, and found this. Jansen and Barbieri from Japan. What is this called? Worlds in a Small Room, 1986. Just exactly what you'd think, instrumental, sort of spacey, kind of techno, kind of not really. Kind of 80s, but 80s in that way that Japan managed to both embrace and transcend, or something. Beautiful record. I was really psyched to find it. So that's the new stuff. Cheers. Wanted to continue on from my previous video. I said I found a bunch of ECMs, showed some of them that I cleaned and listened to. A little like Mark Dr. Deadwax in that way. I can't talk about these records. I have to clean them. I clean brand new records. my estimation, a record can never be too clean. I have a record cleaning machine, I have a whole regimen of fluids. It makes such a difference. So anyway, you know, when I bring home these nasty, dirty records from the record store, you know, I'm not going to listen to them until I clean them, and I'm not going to talk about them until I can listen to them. Mark, you understand what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, I found there were a bunch of ECMs at Grimey's a couple weeks ago, and they were pretty decent condition, totally reasonably priced. I couldn't leave them there, so clean them up, listen to them, and I'm going to show them to you. Starting with this one. This is Ralph Towner, Solstice. This is just an all-time classic ECM. It's like the epitome of what is so great about ECM. You have Ralph Towner on guitar, Jan Garbarek on saxophones, Eberhard Weber on bass, John Christensen on drums. You know, you got the American guitarist, European saxophonist, and Scandinavian, European meets America. That's, in that cover with the trees. This is killer. I mean, this is one of the. I used to own this. For some reason, I sold it. The reason being, I was a stupid idiot when I was younger. So yeah, found this for $5, something like that. Wonderful. An Eberhard Weber solo album. This is from 1977. I've been looking for his other ones. He's a guy I kind of ignored, because ECM put out a lot of records. And this is beautiful. This is Eberhard Weber with Rainer Bruninghaus on piano, with cello, French horns, and oboe, members of the Philharmonic Orchestra Oslo. It's the kind of thing that in the wrong hands wouldn't work. It would be too sweet and saccharine. It's excellent. Beautiful. Richard Byrack, Elm. This is a trio with Byrack on piano, George Mraz on bass, Jack DeJohnette. This is from 1979. I like him in a group setting. I have a solo thing by him from an ECM. I didn't care for it, but this is pretty good. In a group setting, he's excellent. A couple of other classic ECMs I used to have. They were in good shape. Jan Garbarek, Places. This is his band with Bill Connors on guitar, John Taylor on organ and piano, Jack DeJohnette on drums. It's been kind of cold and rainy here in Nashville. The leaves are off the trees for the most part. Winter's on its way. The kind of weather really puts you in the mood for ECM, this classic ECM. It's just like another Jan Garbarek group record. Full title of this is Photo with Blue Sky, White Cloud, Wires, Windows, and a Red Roof. Commonly known as just Photo with. This is that same group except Eberhard Weber on bass. Again, this is classic. Great rhythm section. Great compositions, great fusion, just that great ECM feel, just as nice as that cover looks. Now, to be honest, I have a little bit of a problem with Jan Garbarek's sound sometimes. He's another one of those guys where it depends on who he's playing with. His tone can be a little bit acerbic, a little bit edgy. not in a good way for me. But sometimes when he doesn't have that pinch thing going, relaxes and opens up, a great lyrical melodic player. I quibble, but sometimes I struggle with his playing. So here's Jan Garbarek with Art Land, Red Lanta. So this is Art Land on piano and Jan Garbarek on flute, soprano, bass, saxes. I was expecting not to like this, but look at that cover, it's great. This is nice. This is from 74, so a little earlier in the ECM thing. Similarly, I didn't expect to like this very much. This is Jan Garbarek with Kjell Johnson, I'm sorry, who plays pipe organ. So pipe organ and saxophone and flutes and stuff. Really shouldn't like it, but right frame of mind, it's a pretty nice record. Moving right along, Enrico Rava Quartet, Roswell Rudd on trombone, Jenny Clark on bass, and Aldo Romano on drums. This is a little more straight ahead sounding than the usual ECM date, a little more swinging, but nice. Great sonics, as you usually would expect from ECM. Just a couple more here. Need to wet my whistle. Keith Jarrett, of course, was big. Mainstay on the label. It still is on ECM, I think. Made a lot of records. ECM indulged him. And I, like many folks, have mixed feelings about some of Keith Jarrett's work. I admire his technical virtuosity. I admire his, some of his conceptual ideas. But, the guy played Miles Davis, played some of the most outrageous electric organ stuff, and then turned around and said, the electric instruments suck. And, let's just face it, Keith Jarrett's kind of a dick. Whatever. Sometimes I guess you just have to be a dick to make it in this world. And make it he did. He made a shitload of records. This is one of the better ones on ECM, in my estimation. This is the Survivor Suite with his American quartet. Dewey Redman on reeds and Charlie Hayden on bass, Paul Motion on drums. Great cover. Some keys like flute and recorder playing is a little ponderous or whatever. But what makes up for it for me is that Dewey Redman just blows. He just blows. He doesn't give a shit about the stupid changes that Keith Jarrett's lovingly constructed for his suite. And Keith complained about that, but I like that. It balances out that tight-assness, that dickishness. Here's another one, In the Light, double album. This is from 1974. When was this one from? 77. This is a little later, but it's a group, good record. This is Keith Jarrett's, one of his bids at Classical Music Respectability. Here are my compositions for string quartet and string ensemble and harpsichord and brass quintet and, okay. I suppose he's just of that generation where that shit matters. What I love about the new generation of jazz people like Taylor Hobynum and Mary Halverson and Ingrid Laubrock and all those folks is they don't care, maybe they write for large ensembles, but it's not like this desperate bid for respectability. Okay, that said, some of this is pretty good. You know, there's some good ideas here, but the preening egomania is a little hard to play. There's another one. Keith Jarrett. You can't really see it. Luminescence. This is music for string, orchestra, and saxophone, composed by Keith Jarrett. Saxophone improvisations by Jan Garbarek. This is a German pressing. You can sort of see that embossed, the lettering's embossed there. Side 2, the title track, is actually pretty nice. The first side, I sort of decided to collect ECM. I may not hold on to these. You know, I couldn't just leave it in the bin. German pressing for like $3. No. Here's another one, Shankar. I used to own this, Jan Garbarek and Pauli Mikkelborg. Vision. Beautiful cover, although there's, you know, this has changed hands a number of times, obviously. Spacey electric violin stuff, mostly solo. Plays this 10-string stereophonic double violin and percussion, and it's, you know, it's not exactly traditional Indian music. It's but improvised in those kinds of tonalities and stuff. Very, very, very mellow and spacey and contemplative. I'm glad to have this back. Probably only going to listen to it on very special occasions. One more. Wow, 32 minutes. This is Fred, Big Star 1000 says, "You are a hero if you have stuck around this long. Especially for the anticlimactic record that this is." It's okay. This is Egberto Gismonti and Nana Vasconcelos. Duas Voces. I'm mangling that for sure. Nice cover. Duo record. Guitar, percussion, and, you know, singing and stuff. This is a later ECM, 1984. We're in the early days of the CD era, so it's a little bit long for vinyl, and it doesn't sound really all that great. There's some noise. It's not up to the level of 70s ECM records. And the music is nice. It's nice. It is. But again, maybe a little too nice for me, you know. I'm happy to have this because, like I said, I've decided if I see ECMs in the bin and they're cheap like these were, I'm just gonna grab them because I just dig their aesthetic, you know, the covers, that, you know, improvisatory music, sometimes really, really interesting music, cool stuff. Again, you're a hero if you've watched this long. Thank you for putting up with me. I love you all. Bless the VC. It's Thanksgiving, a couple days here in the US. One of the things I am thankful for is all of you in the VC. You're an inspiration. You're an inspiration, really. Best to you all.